After the critical success of the TV show, for which I have a review coming very soon, Naughty Dog decided to remake their 2013 classic for the current generation of consoles. Well, console, the PlayStation 5. Although some viewed this as a cash grab, I can confidently say that this does a disservice to one of gaming's most outstanding moments then and now. I decided to revisit The Last of Us after watching the TV show, and I thought it would be an interesting way to re-experience the game with the TV show fresh in my mind. Now for me, The Last of Us was one of the first video games to truly and successfully blend cinema and gaming, and this remake takes it a step further, solidifying its legendary status as the ultimate storytelling vehicle in gaming. Having completed the remake in just 3 days after finishing the TV series, I can attest to the fact that the remake is a remarkable achievement that deserves recognition for its ability to make every moment feel new and hit harder than ever before.
Out of perimeter, please advise.
Daddy, what about Uncle Tommy?
We're gonna get you to safety and go back for him, okay?
Sir, there's a little girl. But... Yes, sir.
Somebody, we've just been through hell. Okay, we just need... Shit. Please don't. Oh no. Sarah. Move your hands, baby. I know, baby, I know. God. Listen to me, I know this hurts, baby. You're gonna be okay, baby. Stay with me. All right, I'm gonna pick you up. I know, baby. I know it hurts. Come on, baby. Please. I know, baby. I know. Sarah. Baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Don't do this to me, baby. Come on. Come on. No. No. No, 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 no. Please. Please, please, please don't. Please.
And that is the key thing about this remake. This isn't simply a 4K or HD version of a movie you love. The technology that's available to Naughty Dog here allows them to hit with the emotional punches so much better than before. The Last of Us has always been a stunningly well-crafted and emotional journey through a post-apocalyptic world. The game's visuals and graphics have been updated to take advantage of the PS5's hardware capabilities, resulting in a more immersive and detailed experience just on a baseline.
Who has our guns?
It's the Fireflies. Oh, the Fireflies.
What?
They're basically all dead. We can just go in there, finish them off. We get the guns. What do you say? Come on. Yeah, fuck those Fireflies. Let's go get them.
That is a stupid idea.
But what sets The Last of Us apart from everything else that came before it, and to be honest, even most of the stuff that's come after it, is the emotional weight the relationship between Joel and Ellie carry. The characters have always been beautifully written and brought to life by fantastic voice acting, and now the animation, new graphics and sound design show the story in a light that just wasn't possible previously. Think about it this way, you're basically wringing an extra 20 to 30% emotion out of every scene. Due to the increased emotions on display, I feel even more connected to Joel and Ellie than ever before.
You mumble in your sleep. I hate bad dreams.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I've never been this close to the outside. Look how dark it is. Can't be any worse out there. Can it?
Now, a bit of a side note here, I don't know if it was the technology or we all just remembered The Last of Us with rose-tinted glasses after Part 2. Part 2 was widely criticised for its bleak outlook and its almost depressing nature. Fresh out of Part 1, the remake, I felt like Part 1 was a lot darker than people remember it for. It had large stretches of just feeling completely hopeless. Though it wasn't as dark or as bleak as Part 2, it definitely had its own darkness in its own right. And it's only fitting that that is the case because the story's context is one of humanity that has crumbled into chaos. So back to the original point now, and that is that the strength of The Last of Us is in its emotional storytelling. The facial animations allow for a new depth to that emotion, and what that results in is an elevation of the emotional input you get from the characters on the screen, which as a result increases the emotional output you give while playing the game. I could argue that it may have helped that I really didn't remember a lot of The Last of Us Part 1 even though I've played it twice. So this did feel like a fresh experience, but I had just watched the TV show to counteract that, so make of that what you will. But what was completely fresh to me was the Left Behind DLC, and I have to take a moment out here to talk about how incredible and how special the Left Behind DLC is. There are some scenes in here that are just Naughty Dog at their absolute peak, and I have to really focus on one. I'm not going to show too much of it because you have to experience this yourself, but the arcade scene, which is in the TV show, but it's not done like this. Oh man, the arcade scene where Ellie is just imagining basically Mortal Kombat while being told to input directions, and all you see is her face on the screen and kind of her imagination running wild, but it's all told through just her facial expressions. It is peak Naughty Dog. It is phenomenal world building, storytelling, character building. That whole scene blew my socks off.
In behind him, quickly, punch him in the back. You nailed him with a wicked elbow, taking off like 15% of his health.
Yes!
He spins around and comes back with a shadow claw attack.
What do I do?
Hold back and block to counter. You throw up your elbows just as he executes his combo. You skid backwards but take no damage. The final block knocks him off his balance. He could recover any second. Quickly, counter with a heavenly lift. Down, up, kick. Nice.
And honestly, this is going to sound like a bit of an overreaction. I'd say just for the Left Behind DLC on the PS5, it is worth the admission price alone. I was left in awe of just how the developers are able to create an immersive and wondrous experience that just required me to input button prompts while watching Ellie's facial expressions. The lighting effects reflected off of Ellie's emotive face allowed me to see into her mind without actually having to see anything. It's a remarkable achievement that just showcased how much magic, joy and wonderment Naughty Dog can conjure from a single scene. With the Left Behind DLC, Naughty Dog once again managed to leave me in awe of their ability to create simple yet emotionally impactful sequences. The game's stunning and heartbreaking conclusion further emphasized their incredible abilities.
Yes! Rick fucking master!
The use of flashbacks and flash forwards in the DLC fills the gap in a space in the mainline story, which also keeps you hooked in. But overall, the DLC contains so many adorable, important and genuinely heartwarming moments between Ellie and Riley. On the gameplay front, the mechanics are familiar, but the improved frame rate, loading times and aiming system make the whole experience much smoother. The haptic feedback and adaptive triggers also add an extra layer of immersion to the experience. To conclude though, revisiting this bleak yet beautiful world created by Naughty Dog in the PS5 Remake was an absolute privilege. The developers managed to improve every aspect of the game, from the intricate details such as particles hanging in the air as the light shines through a crack in the window, to the subtle facial expressions of Ellie that rise and fall with her emotional beats.
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie!
And
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you.
Even the way bodies flail and fall as you eliminate enemies from your path, or the way Joel's face contorts to express the pain of reliving fatherhood again. It all showcases the game's attention to detail. For me, this remake is an absolute must-play for any avid gamer who appreciates the masterful storytelling and unparalleled game design that is The Last of Us. If you loved the TV show, it's also a brilliant way to revisit it now after seeing the kind of take they did with the TV show, because it wasn't really directly lifted from the game. Yes, scene by scene, and there's large chunks which are, but they did have some important changes, so it's interesting to see and go back to the original source material. But the key takeaway from this review I want you to take with you is this: The Last of Us was always about the emotional resonance it got from its player.
Swear to me. Swear to me that everything that you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
The remake allows that to be enhanced and elevated in a really big way. Now, if that isn't enough for you to spend your money on the remake, that's no worries at all. But for me, it was almost a different experience at times, just because of how connected you felt and how special it felt and how real Joel and Ellie felt. At times, and this is no dig on the actors who played the TV show, at times there was more emotion from these characters on screen from these, and I quote, bunch of pixels than there was from the TV show. And that just tells you how special this felt to play. That's all I got to say on that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit me a like, subscribe, you know, the usual stuff. And yeah, go out and play this. If you can get it on sale, go and get it. Go play the Left Behind DLC. Oh, it was, honestly, I'm so happy I bought it and played it. It has been a fantastic experience. I am literally going to go from this video to playing Resident Evil 4 now. What a fantastic week. Take care, look after yourselves, guys, and peace.